Okay, we're starting quadrilaterals, which is four-sided shapes. So we're going to start off with trapezoids and kites. Okay, a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides. Okay, like these two are parallel and these two aren't. The bases are the parallel sides, okay, which is like JO and RK. All right, the legs are the sides that are not parallel, the non-parallel sides, okay, which would be JR and OK. Okay, base angle pairs. Okay, so angle J and angle O are one pair of base angles because this is the base and these are base angles. Okay, the other two would be R and K. Okay, so angle R and angle K are base angles. Okay, notice how these are supplementary angles. If these are parallel, isn't this like a transversal cutting through? And this one as well. So these are like, these two angles right here are consecutive interior angles, right? Remember? And these two right here are consecutive interior. So J and R are supplementary. Okay, and also O and K are supplementary. They add up to 180. Remember, consecutive interior angles add up to 180. Okay, this is a trapezoid. Okay, most people think it's this one that's the trapezoid because it always looks like these are the same size, but this is actually a special trapezoid where the legs are congruent. Okay, an isosceles trapezoid is this one. A garden variety trapezoid is just one set of parallel sides and one set that's not. Okay, so isosceles trapezoid is the one you see most because it's very symmetrical. Okay, a trapezoid is an isosceles trapezoid if its legs are congruent. Okay, so BN is congruent to TM, so it's an isosceles trapezoid. Okay, each pair of base angles in an isosceles trapezoid are congruent as well. Part of the symmetry. P and E are congruent. Also, G and N are congruent. And then P and G add up to 180. E and N add up to 180. So P is congruent to E, G is congruent to N, right? And then don't forget that P and G are supplementary and that E and N are supplementary. Okay, so also the diagonals in an isosceles trapezoid are congruent. In other words, RB, running back, is congruent to NO. No. Okay? So these two lines are congruent. Now a median is this middle segment, so DF is a median. Okay? So if you had, I'm going to get a pencil. I'll be right back. I'm getting a pencil. I'll be right back. Okay, if you want to calculate a median, then what you would do is add these two together and divide by 2. The average, okay? Like if this is 20 and this is 10, well, you add them together, see how they call that mid-segment. I'd rather call it a median, okay? 20 plus 10 divided by 2 would be 15, okay? Notice how this is the same distance as this one. It's like a midpoint, but we're talking about segments now. So the difference between both of these is 5, so that's why it's in the middle. Okay, so let me do another one. Okay, so if that's 30 and that's, I don't know, 16, then you add them together. 30 plus 16 divided by 2, 46 divided by 2 is 23. Okay, so there's a difference of 7 between them. All right, so if they give you something strange like this and say this is 10 and this is 13, then how do you find this one? Well, the difference here is 3, so the difference here would have to be 3 as well, so this would be 16. Right? You get it? All right, so if this is 10 and this is 3, add them together, 10 plus 3 divided by 2, and you would get 13 divided by 2 is 6.5, right? Okay, so DF would be 6.5. I'd rather not have that line segment because we're doing a number. DF without the line segment is a number. That was an error. Okay, next. Okay, we're going to talk about kites. Okay, a kite is an equilateral with two distinct pairs of, well, let me use a pen. congruent consecutive sides. Sounds strange. Basically, I'm saying that these two are congruent and they're consecutive. They're right in a row as you go around the kite. And then these two are congruent. But they're not all four the same length. The bottom part is longer than the top part, right? Okay, in kite face, which is the name of this kite, AE separates the kite into two congruent triangles. Okay, so this big triangle here and this big triangle on the other side are congruent. Okay, so this triangle here is AFE, and it's congruent to triangle ACE, right? So those two big triangles are congruent. Okay, in kite face, diagonal FC, that's going this way, separates the kite into two incongruent isosceles triangles. Okay, if you think about that, that's two sides that are congruent. That's isosceles. Okay, well, this one down here is a triangle that's isosceles as well. They're not the same size isosceles triangles, but they are both isosceles triangles. Okay, the diagonals in kite form perpendicular lines. In other words, this is a 90 in the middle, right? So they're perpendicular. Anyway, keep going. Perpendicular. Okay, so AE, remember upside down T for perpendicular, AE is perpendicular to FC. Yay. Okay, so that's a kite. So looking at trapezoid joker, okay, that's JOKR. JO is parallel to RK, right? Okay, are JR and OK parallel? No way. Okay, or it wouldn't be a trapezoid, it would be a parallelogram. Okay, parallel sides are called, remember? They're called the bases. Non-parallel sides are called legs. Okay, the four interior angles in a trapezoid add up to how many degrees? Well, you remember, we just learned this. Remember, you do 180 parenthesis n minus 2. N stands for sides. This is a four-sided shape. 4 minus 2 is 2 times 180 is 360. And you kind of knew that already, that a four-sided shape, the interior angles all add up to 360. Okay? All right, so here's a trapezoid. It's isosceles. That means that this one is congruent to this one. The legs are congruent, right? And these are the parallel sides, right? Okay, so RA is parallel to what? Well, DI. Okay, RD is congruent to AI. Okay, RI, that diagonal is congruent to the other diagonal, which is DA. A lot of congruent stuff whenever you talk about isosceles trapezoids. Okay, RDI, the angle, RDI, this angle is congruent to AID. So this one's congruent to this one, right? So you'd say angle AID. Okay, and then RD is 6, then of course AI is going to be 6. If IR is 12, which is that diagonal, then DA, the other diagonal, is also 12. Okay, here's where it gets a little tricky. Okay, DRA is 143, so that's 143. So that angle is 143, okay, the big angle. Then RAI, well, that's the same thing. That's 143 as well, okay? Now, DRA is 143. What is RDI, this angle down here? Well, these are supplementary, right? This is kind of like a transversal, cutting through some parallel lines, right? So these are consecutive interiors, so you'd say 180 minus 143, and you would get 37. 37 is RDI, okay? So that one would be 37. Okay, do diagonals DA and RI bisect each other? Do they cut each other in half? No, they do not. The top part is smaller than the longer bottom part, okay? So they do not cut each other in half. Okay, number 14, RDI, which is this angle on the bottom, is 15x minus 10. And then AID, which is this side, so let me use this, okay? This angle right here and this angle right here, they're telling us those two are those angles. So if they're congruent, which they are in isosceles triangle, you set them equal to each other. So 15x minus 10 is equal to 12x plus 5. Then you subtract 12x from both sides. Okay, that's gone. You got 3x minus 10 is equal to 5. Add 10 to both sides. Plus 10, I hope you can see. Yeah, you can. Okay, so 3x is equal to 15, and then divide by 3, and x, whoops, that's a 3. X is equal to 5. Okay, so x is 5, and then AID, which is this angle, 12 times 5 is 60, plus 5 is 65. Okay? All right, here we go. Is this the last page, I hope? Let me look. Yes! Okay, so this is a kite bear, B-E-A-R. Okay, BE is congruent to EA, right? Okay, BE and RA, are they parallel? Okay, BE is here, and then RA? No, they are not. Okay, triangle RBE. RBE is congruent to RAE, right? Triangle RAE. Okay, name two incongruent isosceles triangles. Well, that's that one on top. And remember, this one's congruent to this one, so there's an isosceles triangle there. I'm not going to say BRA, I'm going to say ARB. Okay, triangle ARB. Okay, and then this one is BEA, so triangle BEA is the other isosceles triangle that's incongruent to the other triangle. Okay, angle RSB, which is one of the angles in the middle. So RSB is one of these, so isn't that 90? Because they're perpendicular? So that's 90 degrees. Remember, the M in front means I want a number, a measure. Okay, BR is 13. If that one's 13, what's RA? Well, of course, that's 13. Okay, BE is 7x minus 2. That's this one. EA is this one right here that's congruent to it. So you take these two and set them equal to each other. So 7x minus 2 is equal to 3x plus 14. Ooh, running out of room. Okay, subtract 3x from both sides. You get 4x minus 2 is equal to 14. Add 2 to both sides. Then you get 4x is equal to 16 divided by 4. And you get x is equal to 4. Okay, what's BE? Well, you plug it in. 7 times 4 is 28, minus 2 is 26 for BE. Yay. Okay, so now we're talking about the median, right? Remember, you add up the top and the bottom and divide by 2 if you need a median. Well, first of all, let's see what's congruent. AE is congruent to LR, right? Because it's isosceles. Isosceles trapezoid means the legs are congruent. Okay? AL is parallel to, you could say DF, but ER is what they're looking for. Okay? These two are parallel, right? Put little arrows on them. If AL is 12, okay, here I'm going to use the pencil. Okay, if AL is 12 and ER is 6, then what's the middle one? Well, it's 9. 12 plus 6 divided by 2 is 9. There's a 3 difference here and a 3 difference here, so that's in the middle. So that's 9. Okay, erase. Okay, number 27, ER is 12. That's just 12 here. AL is 24. It didn't erase very good. Okay, so what's DF in the middle? Well, add them. 24 plus 12 is 36. Divided by 2 is 18. Yay. Okay, now let's erase again. Okay, so we've got DF. Ooh, they give us the middle. And then they give us AL, which is on top. Let's erase better this time. Okay, AL is 21. Then what's this one down here? Well, there's a difference of 7. So there's going to be a difference of 7 again. So this would be 7, right? 7 to here, 7 to here. So the answer is 7. Yay. Okay. Now, erase. I'm almost done. Okay. So if ER is 10, AL is 22, then what's DF? Oh, they say DF is x plus 3. What is x? Oh, they're trying to mess with us. Okay, well, basically, 22 and 10 is 32 divided by 2 is 16. So the middle is 16, right? So what's x? Well, 3 plus what is 16? Yeah, 13, right? So x is 13. I could have solved this and subtracted 3 from both sides and got 13, but either way. All right, so now we're down to angle A and angle L. So those two are these base angles up here and here, so they have to be congruent, right? So these you would set next to each other. So 2x plus 55 is equal to 7x plus 30. And let me use purple. Okay, so I subtract 2x from both sides. Okay, that's gone. I've got 55 is equal to 5x plus 30. Got to get rid of the 30. Trying to get x by itself, so that's gone. I get 25 is equal to 5x. And a lot of you are saying, okay, it's 5, Mr. Penix. Okay, so x is 5. So, but they want angle A, so I'll plug in 5 here. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 55 is 65, and that's bank. I'm done. Anyway, have a great day.